Checking out a second gen today, two-wheel drive. Thinking about adding it in just to pull like the mowers, maybe pull skid steer just like as a backup and kind of a toy, kind of like a little two-wheel drive, just a little toy. But I don't know, this one's a little bit rougher than what I'm thinking. So it's two-wheel drive, 2001 Cummins 24 valve. I mean, if it wasn't a Cummins, I obviously wouldn't be here at all. It does have some rust going on. I'm sure parts for this thing probably aren't too terrible. It's white. That's another thing good it's got going for it. This taillight is not doing so hot. Tailgate opens and closes. That's good. It's a new bed on it, he said. It's got this stupid fart can on it. It's going to be way too loud. Crappy tires. Rims are beat up. Whatever. The question is, toolbox, pretty hillbilly. Those stickers would have to go too. This door handle is busted. It's got the better mirrors on it. What do you guys think? Grab this thing up, make a little two-wheel drive, little work truck. I might even lower it a touch. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm kind of going for a stock, sports stock look, something like that. I would take these black corners out. I would take both these out and just go back to stock. It's got a dent here. It's all dented up. It would have to go through a body shop, but that's just it. If you send this through a body shop and get it kind of straightened out and addressed, it could be a kind of a cool truck. Alright, so I guess I'm going to crank this thing over once. It's probably going to be loud as all heck. Should be pretty good. It's freezing out. It's like 15 degrees out. The seats beat to all hell. It's nasty. It doesn't hurt though. No air conditioning. Doesn't smell that bad in here. It's kind of the newer dash. Crank windows, that's kind of good. Headliner's droopy. I mean, he said it's a new transmission. Alright, here we go. Let's start this baby up. Ah, you gotta pull it out a touch. Alright, this thing is about to be loud. Wait to start. 183,000 miles on it. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Smoke. Is it what I want? That's the question. I don't miss that stench. them up a while. See if the smoke goes away. Smoking a bit. It smells horrible. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably be down, but it smells absolutely horrible. I thought it was going away, but it's not really going away. Let's give it some gas. Let's see where the temperature gauge is at. I don't want the stench in my life anymore. It's still dead cold, but alright, this should be the last plow of this winter. It's been a wild ride, kind of looking back at everything that happened. Really didn't even need to plow this time, but a couple of driveways had some drifting and had over 2 inches, so I went ahead and did it. It was melting almost as fast as I could plow it, but I cleaned it up. This condo complex pays for the whole season, and I haven't had to plow it in almost a month, so I decided to go ahead and do it. So hopping in the machine, I'm actually going to be selling this machine as soon as the season's up. I'm going to find a D series because this is an A and it smells really bad, and it's loud and it's slow, and I want a 2-speed, and the visibility, as you can see here, isn't exactly ideal. It's like being in a tank, like a German tank, basically. Very slow. 2-speed, that's the main reason. Second reason is the smell. Third is just the seat. I want the air ride seat. It's going to make a huge difference at this account. Every time you drop out of a driveway, you feel it, you know. And that air ride seat, I think, is just going to make it so much nicer. So here we got the cage on. We're just pushing the roads out, clearing the roads, doing an initial first pass. By the time I get to the drives, it was starting to melt, but so we're working everything to the ends. And you know, I sped up the video, but this thing only goes about 6.5 miles an hour. When I get a 2-speed, 12 miles an hour. It'll eliminate the need for a truck at this account completely, and that's actually kind of the direction I'm headed with things. I'm not sure what's going to work out, what's going to pan out for next winter. Way too early to tell, but I've been taking my car to this account and just bringing a couple buckets of salt with me, because this particular account only wants the corners salted and this hill area on the entrance. So I'm able to do it with like 2 or 3 buckets of salt in my car, because I've already pressure washed my nice truck all down and taken the salter out, and everything's all put away already. So I'm definitely not about to get it out now. So I've been just using my car, and I think that might be the new thing. If I'm not doing my factories, which I got a lot of stuff up in the air for next year. It's way too early to tell what's going to happen, but anyway, definitely not getting the nice truck back out in the salt. It already did enough damage to that. I have an appointment to take that in. There's already some serious corrosion issues going on. My backup camera is the wires are all green, and I'm having some other issues with corrosion, so not ideal. Salt is horrible, pretty much destroys everything. So we got an 8-foot on this skid steer, dragging all the stuff out of the drives. So this is what you got to do every single time it snows 2 inches, sometimes twice a day. You got to go up and down all these drives, pull everything out. And, you know, this is an easy one. Imagine when there's a foot of snow and you have to go in and out of each drive like 7 times to get it clear. And then you got to figure out where to put it after that, take it down the road. And I mean, it's not that bad, but it's definitely time to upgrade to the 2-speed machine. That's going to make a huge difference here. So this will probably be the last time I actually plow with this machine right here. Um, this Boss plow, it's about going on probably 12 years old, and it's worked out really well. The cage is awesome. I like a 9 foot better, but you got to have an 8 foot for this one because of some of these driveways up here. Like you see some of these single ones, like this one I'm going in right about to go in right now. If you had a 9 foot, you'd be real tight on the edges, really tight. And there's some circumstances where you actually have concrete on the left and the right, so this thing fits in there and gives you just enough room so that in the middle of the night when you're doing this with the lights on, and you have a little bit of room, 6 inches on either side. But otherwise, a 9 foot, it's really surprising how much a 9 foot makes a difference when you're doing back dragging drives. All right, so we got all the drives pulled out. We're throwing the cage back on right now. We're gonna clean up the roads, everything we pulled out. You can see there's almost nothing, and it's already basically melted, but might as well buzz around and collect up all the everything we pulled out of these drives. But so looking back at the season, I mean, if you watch my channel at all, you saw my old 7.3 pretty much just made a mess of my winter and caused me all kinds of headache that really wasn't necessary. And other than that, this skid ran great. It threw an alternator belt right off the bat in November. Other than that, no breakdowns with this. Oh, other than a flat tire that I had tubed. The other skid too had a flat tire, and no real issues with that, So we had, all in all, did pretty well, other than my old plow truck just kind of totally falling apart on me mid-season, having to get it towed a couple times. Other than that, it was a pretty good season. We had some crazy storms, and they really tested my endurance out there. My shovelers were pretty good. I only had to shovel like 3-4 times this season, which is pretty good, and I didn't fall on my ass one time. That's really good. So I guess you could call it a successful winter, but we are going to take some hard lessons learned from this past season, and going into next season, we're just gonna I'm in this mode where I'm just getting rid of anything that's questionable. I want nice stuff everywhere I turn, quiet, up-to-date, modern stuff. Like that truck I looked at, there's just no way. I mean, when you test drive something from 2001 like that, and you compare it to modern vehicles and how far they've come, and how much more responsive and quiet and just better they are these days, it's hard to go back to something like that. And I just don't want that type of equipment around me anymore. I've noticed that it just does so much for everyone's kind of mood, and just like changes the scope of the job so much when you have nice equipment to work with. It's just changes everything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just stay on that kick of selling things. I sold my fertilizer weed sprayer today. A guy took it. That thing was, everything on it worked, but everything on it was completely like just clapped out, as they say. That thing was just, it worked, but it had to go. So that's gone. The old 7.3's gone. I might put my dump truck, my excavator, this skid, the 763. I'm gonna put them all up for sale, probably for asking more than they're honestly worth at this point, but we'll see what happens. Things seem to be going that way. I'm just gonna put it all up for sale. I got an enclosed trailer I'll probably put up. Trying to think of what else. I can't think of anything else at the moment. Maybe my rock hound, try to get a new rock hound too. But that's what's going on here. So we had a little plow. Wasn't too big a deal, but that's got to pretty much do it for this video. Please like and subscribe. Got a lot more stuff coming up, coming out of winter. We're just getting started with things, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. We got a lot of cool jobs coming up. There's a lot of cool stuff to get into, so Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And tune in next time. I'm sure we'll have something different going on every day. Again, thanks for watching.